Shiver me timbers. That's just scary. Hail from the yard. Excuse me, everybody. I'm sorry, Mr. Planters. I'm sorry, AB. My bad, guys, my bad. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one, the only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy, your host, Robbie J, and it feels so good to be back. And I'm also teamed up with my co-host, our resident fanalist, Nick Howard, ladies and gentlemen. What is good, bro?
What's good, homie? What's good, bro, family?
Yo, we're about to get lit, bro. Today's episode, you got the script already before the show. You know just as well as I know. It's about to be litty to the titty today.
It's about to be.
Well, before we get into it, bro, you already know how we got to do. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the rum boys and girls, what it do. Dilly. It's Friday somewhere. Fuck it. It's Friday night and I feel all right. All right, I'm done. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man. A little hungover. Like, as I'm getting older, that shit catches up to you. But in a couple hours, I'll be having the hair of the dog. I'll be getting right back into it, so I'm not even tripping.
Right back into action. I'm doing all right, bro. Getting over being sick, and like now that I'm over being sick, I feel like how you're hungover right now. I'm planning for that to be me this weekend. Like I'm just ready. I'm full of energy now. You know, I got all like the meds and antibiotics out of my system. I'm just ready to go, bro. Charged up, ready to go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into the show. Just 1 second here. Dun, 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 dun. I gotta close out of a few extra things here, and I also gotta get our topic list up. I'm slacking. I had everything else pulled up. All right. So, first guest that we gotta talk about, or first topic that we gotta talk about. I say guest because on YouTube and Sportscaster, I got the green screen up, and I'm sitting in between these crazy mugs here. Speaking of crazy motherfuckers, Antonio Brown. Guess we can't call him crazy at this point. I mean, at this point, you just got to kind of feel bad for the dude. But he attacked his mover that he had hired to help him move out of the home, which we all saw on the live stream in Hollywood, Florida, where he was acting an ass in front of his baby mother and his children, and even yelling at the police, this, that, and the third. Attacked a mover, apparently threw a rock at him, and his trainer attacked him. His trainer got booked first. The Hollywood Police Department puts out a warrant for AB's arrest, and AB goes 2-3 days, not really on the run because he was in his front yard working out, and he knew that the warrant was out. You know, we all have a damn phone. We all got the ESPN notification when it was issued. Then finally, he turns himself in. And now we hear that AB is set free on $100K bond. 100K bond. He has to wear an ankle monitor, and they brought him into court in a suicide vest, as you guys see here. Nick, thoughts?
It's AB. He's still a clown. He's going to continue to be a clown, I think. But can't help but feel bad for the dude. He needs some help. It's almost kind of a blessing in disguise something like this happened, because he's gonna get the help now. By court order, he's got to get mandatory psyche veil and talk with somebody about his fucking issues. But he, as far as NFL goes, like he was already done. Like he's beyond done. Like I don't even think the XFL will call. I don't think anybody will call. He's just done. Feel bad for him, but you gotta pay the bill, man. Like you gotta pay your mover, man. Like I was saying to you before we started the stream, like, and I said in the Discord, that man, like, he would have a good like Wingstop commercial. Like, just take the clip of him flying around the backyard, add in the like you said, the Rick Ross, like, come get a 10-piece, like,
that boy need a 10-piece. Oh.
Yeah,
bro, so like you and I were talking, backstage before we got into today's show. I'm curious over three things. Okay, I'm happy because of three things. First thing that I'm happy about, okay, is like you mentioned, he is going to get the help that he needs, and I'm also happy that this gives us a deeper look into CTE and the traumas into it or the concerns with it. Me as a parent, I definitely have a lot of questions, and I feel that we could use a lot of studies. Anytime that I play fantasy football for charity, and I'm in any charity leagues, I make sure that those charity leagues, that money's going towards the CTE Foundation. Mm-hmm. Just because that's how passionately I do feel about it. Yes, does it have its meme side of things, because the side effects do make people go a little bit loopy. Yeah, I mean, should you kind of have a sense of humor about anything and everything in life to a certain degree? Yes. But at the same token, all jokes aside, AB, I'm happy that you are going to get the help, even though it is court mandated. Sometimes some people, they just need help forced upon them. Mm-hmm. Look at Orlando Bloom, for example. That's a motherfucker that definitely needs help forced upon him. But anyways, another thing that I'm curious about with Antonio Brown, who is handling your money? All of your problems, CTE aside, are stemming from unpaid financials, people upset or suing you because of you paying them. You were supposed to pay them for a service, and either while paying them for a service, you treated them poorly, or either you didn't fully pay or you didn't pay at all. Stop booking services. People cost fucking money. Yeah. Like, stop wasting people's time, because you're also wasting your time and you're wasting your fucking money. And now look at you, because you refuse to pay for the mover, even if he didn't move anything, he showed up to do a job. Even if he didn't complete that job, you still got to pay him for that time on that job, even if it's a portion of it.
Yeah.
You would have never even gotten an arrest warrant or even had to assault the motherfucker if you just talked about all this lot of money that you got. Whole lot of money. Insert AB track right there. And the other thing is, hopefully with this, there being a monitor around his ankle. I mean, I get that he's still going to be kind of able to roam around his home, and like homies can still come through, and say what's up at the crib. But hopefully this detracts the yes men that are around him, because all of AB's actions are a result of having yes men. AB's not mature enough, and maybe this is probably the CT, to where he knows when to say, hey, that's not a good thing. This homie is saying for me to do this, and that this is acceptable, and he's cheering me on. He's not mature enough to say no. So I think that hopefully this attracts the yes men away from him.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like he's got the, I don't know, like fighter, or like there wasn't really like a character in the movie that kind of like did it, but almost like Apollo Creed, like, you the champ, you can't be beat, like he ain't shit. Like there's almost kind of like whatever he's going against, everybody's kind of like in his ear, like, yes man, and like, like you're the man, like you'll get back, like people just fucking with you, people keeping you down. But like there needs to be that like one person like that. I think it was his cut man in like the second one, where he's just like, dude, don't fight that dude again. Like that dude just keeps coming. Like, don't fuck with that. Like there needs to be somebody that's like, dude, you're playing yourself. Like, I don't know, like me, some other people in the community, like why I love my homie QC, like we're the type of people, like like we'll bang like with you for you in a bar. Like you start talking shit, like we'll back you up. But if you were a dumbass after the fact, we'll be like, dude, you were fucking tripping. But like I'm gonna smack that dude. I'm gonna smack you too. Like what the fuck?
It's a shame. It's a shame. You know, these athletes they get money. We see this time and time again, and the people around them take advantage of it by just being yes men and not instructing them and leading them the right way of what helped them to get to the milestone in their journey anyways.
Yep.
But either way, AB, happy that you are getting help. And I know this is a fucked up situation, but you in a suicide vest makes a pretty good meme. And plus, it doesn't look like you're getting out of shape anytime soon. Maybe if you get your act right, maybe the XFL fucks with you. We'll see what's good. Keeping it kind of, I guess, in the Patriots organization, why would we not? And it's the off season, so why would we not have something to do with the Patriots to talk about? Patriots cornerback Joe Juan Williams, that's the way he spells it, arrested on drug charges. Now, in my research, I have not been able to figure out exactly. To my knowledge, it was like some prescriptions that he was arrested on. I don't think there's going to be anything too much to come with this, but I mean, come on. Why is it always the Patriots that it's like you have some organizations that'll have a player on their team, and no matter what organization that he's been with, that player may get in trouble, but the Patriots just have an organizational problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say like that Patriot way and like we'll fix you or like you'll be on the straight and narrow, but then like more and more other guys get caught up in some shit. And it's always like corners or DBs too. Like,
dude, I feel like it's everyone on the team. I feel like the only one I was about to say the only one that hasn't got caught up in something was Brady, and he's just never been caught up in anything off the field. I mean, on the field, we got Deflategate. Like every single member on that team and of that staff and of that organization has been caught up with something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a goddamn shame.
Yeah, I know he got caught with Bud too.
Yeah, Bud on him.
Yeah.
See, that's going to be something that'll be addressed tonight. All Rumboyz After Dark. We're gonna dive a little bit more into that because there was a player that was called that. I don't think that the Bud is going to be what gets Juwan in trouble. What I feel that is going to really make or break him could be the prescriptions. I mean, what did he even get pulled over for anyways? Was he just speeding?
I think he did like 20 over. He did like 90 and a 70 or like 80 and a 60 or something like that. He had like two forms of hydrocodone. And I think some Bud too.
Okay. I mean, I would think that with this being 2020, any judge, I live in Colorado now, so I don't have to deal with this. But I remember back in the day, y'all young kids may not have to deal with this, because those of us before you, we stuck it to the man. We was like legalized, okay? But I remember back in the day, they had went to like the furthest extent over like a fucking quarter of grinder and some sticks. We in Colorado we call them sticks. Y'all may call them relos. Where you from? And they were like, "Yo, we're sending you to the." I was going to federal fucking court, bro. I had probation, color code, like all types of craziness. For those of y'all that don't know what color code is, they give you a random color. You got to call this hotline. And if your color gets called, then you got to go in and piss. Bro, the way that they treated me over some fucking weed back in like 2000 and I want to say like 14 was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I come to Colorado now. Sir, is that marijuana in the car? Yeah, actually, I just put it out because you just pulled me over. All right, well, do you know why I pulled you over? Because I was smoking? No. You were speeding. You went about 15 over here, and just giving you a warning. But yeah, just next time drive a little bit slower. What? I was caught speeding. You gave me a warning. You ain't worried. But I got a fucking half a blunt, not even half. I just sparked this motherfucker. You're not even gonna say nothing. And that's what I feel that most of this new generation is gonna deal with and go through. So I don't think that Juwan has to deal with the marijuana charge.
Yeah. It's just I don't know if it's legalized though, or what the situation is with it.
I hear a lot more
in mass though.
Yeah, I hear a lot more federal prosecutors are getting more lenient on that.
Yeah, because all these states are passing it. And too, I'm gonna make a joke off of that cop that you dealt with in Colorado. I'm surprised he didn't say like, smoke the rest of that, and ease your mind and slow down, or something like that. But to make a joke about the Patriots and stuff that's happened this year, like just joking. Sorry, Patriots Nation, but I think Joanne should talk to Robert Kraft. They should open up a dispensary, pharmacy / rub and tug, and call it Pharmatug.
Pharmatug. Yo, I would be in there with the homie Gronk, and we'd be partying, bro. We'd be straight partying, man.
Pharmatug Stadium in a couple years.
Speaking of which, Gronk, reply to my DMs, bro. The other Gronk, Chris. I saw y'all two doing the workout with Harvard together on Insta Live. Just answer me. It is bad. What makes it worse, you follow two of the Rumboyz on Twitter. You follow two of us. Come on. I think he actually follows like three of us. I think he follows Clock Management, JD, and myself. But furthermore, moving on from the Patriots into an organization that has been the kryptonite to the Patriots, the New York Giants. Eli Manning retires after an amazing, 16 seasons? Yeah, 16 seasons that he has given us. How are you feeling about this retirement? I know there's a lot of Giants fans in the industry. I just want to state first off, no matter what people say, I have my reasons. He's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He's a Hall of Famer. But I think he should have hung it up last year. Like, I think he was done. I think he just got one more year for the farewell tour. It was nice to see him play at the end of the year. But I like Eli. Like, I know I knock him a little bit. My boy Elijah, just fuck with him and make jokes. Wow. But he is the kryptonite though to the Patriots. He won Super Bowls before Peyton did. Yeah. I got him as a Hall of Famer. And two, like when I first started getting into football, like when I was like young, well, I was into it for a little while. But I remember like when I really got into the draft and I started paying attention, I was in like second or third grade the year that he was drafted. And I kind of just like, I had him in my scope. Like I kind of like knew who he was. And he had a solid career. He's a Hall of Famer in my book.
So I have followed Eli Manning's career. That was actually kind of around the first. I was already a football fan back then, but that was one of my first ever drafts that I had followed. So same as you. And with that being said, with that being stated, starting from the beginning of his career, how many players do you know coming out of college that are like, yeah, no, you're not drafting me.
Yeah,
I will go elsewhere. And because see, I was excited I remember when he got drafted as a Charger. I was like, yo, yes, let's go. We're gonna see Manning versus Manning 2 times a year, which, if you remember, that was actually one of the factors that contributed to why he didn't want to do that. They didn't want their legacies to kind of go back and forth. They knew that it was going to happen irregardless. They didn't want to do it that way. You know, I love Eli. Like once he went to New York at first, I was like, oh, shit. But beating Brady twice, you could say 117 and 117. Like, come on, he was average, all time. Dude, do you know how hard it is just to be average all time in the fucking NFL?
Mm-hmm.
We got quarterbacks that have no Super Bowl rings. He has 2 against one of the biggest dynasties in football history.
Yep.
once again, I am nowhere near a Giants fan, but what I am is a damn fucking good reporter and a damn fucking good analyst. And as long as that is my title, I will look at things completely objectively and completely unbiased. And for anyone to go on their show, any member of the media, and right now I am pissed off a lot of my fellow members of the media, with all-star voting and shit like that. With this, if you go on your show, you'd say that he's not a Hall of Famer. You haven't watched the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
I even feel like you said, he should have hung it up last year. I feel like he should have probably hung it up a year before then. But that's volumes of his character. And one of the things that we should assess Hall of Famers on is character, that he stuck through that. And he wanted to make sure that his team was at least left. His team was left in somewhat of a good position when he moved on into his retirement.
Yeah.
Now, they weren't able to get that. I think that Eli personally felt like he probably could have, put a little couple things together before that. Yes, you are correct, BKB. How many quarterbacks have won multiple Super Bowls? 5. It's only been 5. We don't got guys out here winning multiple rings like that. I mean, so with that, I raised the question: what else do you need? Do you need from him? Fucking Dan Fouts has no rings in his end. Joe Namath, Broadway Joe, has one moment claim to fame in his one Super Bowl appearance, and everything else outside of that, realistically, is kind of trash when you look at Joe's film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was kind of like a backyard quarterback guy, like not even an improviser, just like a magician. Like, I'm gonna pull some shit out of my ass. But and my bad, you lost me for a second there.
No, you're good. You're good. Kurt Warner is in. Like, Kurt Warner's a Hall of Famer.
I like Kurt Warner though. A lot of people shit on Kurt Warner. That dude, man, to go from like undrafted, like nobody, he got selected and like signed on with a team working from a grocery store, and like that best team on turf, dude. Like, I got a lot of respect for Warner. Everybody thought he was done. Then he went and had a little bit of success over in
Arizona.
Yeah.
Like
I give a little bit of credit to like Bruce Arians and the coach that was there before him. I think, well, thinking back, was that Wisenhunt?
Why is that for Warner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Warner and for Palmer. Like,
yep. Warner and Palmer got Wisenhunt. Kim Wisenhunt.
They revived both of those guys. But yeah, I like Kurt Warner. A lot of people sleep on him.
Like I said, I just named 3 right there. Dan Fouts, Joe Namath, Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner, of course, I feel gets a little bit more credit than the other 2 in my book. I got to live through that bad era, greatest show on turf, so on and so forth, what he did with the Cardinals, so on and so forth. But when it comes to Eli, and I group those names together, and I'm like, well, this man has 2 rings against Brady. I'm looking at guys that have 1,
None.
What?
While we're on the subject, like talking about a guy that you can throw in that conversation, what do you think about Phillip Rivers?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel like we're in an age to where rings are a percentage, a very small percentage of the conversation, but they're a percentage. You can't have 2 Chargers that have not gotten a ring make it into 2 Charger quarterbacks make it into the Hall of Fame. Like that's just at some point. I don't know if he gets. I think he gets considerations and he deserves considerations. Maybe he gets it on 3rd, 4th time.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it more than Eli.
Yeah.
Someone had raised a question to me on Twitter. If I felt that way about Big Ben, and I was like, yeah, Big Ben is gonna be a Hall of Famer, but I don't know. Big Ben's wins didn't come against Brady in the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah. I give more credit and more credence to Eli's, and even I'd take Eli over Big Ben. Like no Browns Raiders bias, but I would take Eli over Ben just for accomplishment like that feat.
Yeah. It's what it is. So Eli's in based off of both of our takes. Getting into the next one. So did you see this clip? I don't know if you watched or around the NFL, but they had brought up a clip of Kyle Shanahan. He's talking to the ref before the ball is even snapped, and Shanahan calls out what is going to be a defensive PI against the Green Bay Packers before it even happens. Is this swag or not? Like he called it out, and you play DB,
dude. That is total swag. That is like just, I hate using it, but just, dude, savagery, dude. Just, oh my, that was so funny. Like when I saw that, I about died. He's just like, yeah, they're gonna hold 85 on this play. Watch, they hold him every time. Watch. he caught the play call and just sat back, and sure enough, for like 3 or 4 yards, dude, just hugging him at the hip. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, like, knowing Shanny's a little cocky fucker. Like, I like him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's turned around and hit him with like a fucking touche, a fucking wink, something.
Told you so, bro. I thought that this was the most like swagged out thing in X's and O's that I had ever seen in a very, very long time. When I saw this clip, I was like, I gotta bring this clip up on the show. Like I was like, we gotta talk about this. You don't see guys, and that's what makes him a great coach. In that moment right there, when you watch that, he lets you know why he's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, really intelligent, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. For people out there, and I don't hear this from analysts, but for people out there, that the more just you know, kind of casual fan, I hear all the time, oh well, you know, the players. Them players ain't nothing without a damn good coach. Mm-hmm. And that coach affects the game. I guarantee you, if Shanahan probably doesn't even call out that that's going to happen, hey, I'm just letting you know, it's a hitch route. He's playing X amount of yards off of him, because that's just knowing physics. That's just watching film over and over again. You know it's a mismatch. You know that this guy's bigger. He's going to have to box him out. You're taking basketball onto a football field at that point when you're talking about that particular route, that play, and how far off. I believe it was Alexander, or was it King? I think it was King that was playing off. Look, that to me that is one of the most swagged out moments in the NFL season this year. When you want to talk, people can talk top plays and all the athletics of all the guys that we're going to see in the big game next Sunday, which make sure you guys tune in next Sunday for our live performance from the QC. The Bro Chachos will be in the house. But when you talk about top plays, if that's not up there at the end of the year as one of the top plays, you don't know football. Mm-hmm. You're just looking at all the theatrics on the field. Yeah. And don't talk to me about X's and O's.
Yeah, that's like intelligence, like doing your homework, watching film, like really diagnosing the game, like, and physics. It's like it's beyond just X's and O's, but it's like you said, that it's not like a flashy, like great play, like run, score, like anything like that. It's just like nitty gritty, like football knowledge, like right there, like and physics.
I agree.
It's something to be appreciated, like, because I think nowadays a lot of teams, a lot of coaches, a lot of game plans are like flashy, like, and they get away from like the meat and potatoes of the game. It's even kind of like, my opinion, like earlier we were talking about, like, you know, CTE and stuff like that to touch back. I think that's like a problem we're having. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a good thumper. Like, I like guys that fucking rock people, but I don't know. We got to teach our like youth again, like how to fundamentally tackle, wrap up, like do it the smart way. Do it. Don't put your body in danger. Don't put that other guy's body in danger. Wrap up.
And that's what I like about you know, when you and I we're doing this show. Yeah, we're going to give you things from a sense of humor, but we're also going to take you inside the game as well. Both me and Nick, we put on pads. Nick, he still trains. I put up my pads last year, right before I actually started Rumboyz Fantasy Network. My body really started to hurt, and now I just play flag. We're going to take you guys inside the game, and we're also going to give you perspectives on topics that you probably aren't going to get traditionally. If you're sitting back getting all of your news through a fucking meme, give us a listen. We'll give you some knowledge behind that and where that comes from as well. So I like that take, bro. Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to teaching our kids the right stuff. Let's get back to appreciating X's and O's and those little plays in the games, those little nuances, going beyond just the players on the field. I like it.
Yep.
Let's see here, bro. So sports betting is legalized, and we're constantly always like dropping fantasy football advice, or we're dropping pick'ems and stuff and spreads and stuff. I find this story interesting. Redskins owner Dan Snyder looks to add legal sports betting to a new stadium. So FedEx Field, the Washington Redskins, just so you guys know who we're talking about for listeners that don't know who Dan Snyder is. Our lease is up for FedEx Field in 2027, which means that we will be getting a new stadium. Either it will be in the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. I'm hoping not, because fuck that. And traffic and everything would be insane. It could be in Virginia, or it could be in Maryland, where it's at now. Dan Snyder had met with Maryland lawmakers to see what can be done. First off, just so everyone knows, Maryland is like 50-50 when it comes to gambling, which is crazy because there's like reservations and stuff out there to where like they don't care. What are your thoughts about betting being embedded into a stadium?
I don't know. I think Vegas kind of like still has like the market on that, like spreads and like stuff like that. I think it should be. I kind of don't think it should be like universal, because it kind of just like muddies up the game a little bit. Like fantasy football and like other stuff, like side bets, like just like personal bets, like with people, it's enough. Like the wager line in Vegas is kind of enough. Unless it's like prop bets where it's just like goofy stuff, like is this guy gonna go for 100 yards or like something like that, or like throwing money on something like that, kind of like fantasy aspect. I wouldn't mind it, but if it's kind of like, I feel like it would lead to some problems. And I think Dan Snyder's trying to like corner a market, because like he's known as like one of the like last guys to like do something or like to figure shit out, or like it's a copycat league. And two, I feel like in the past he's done stuff that's worked for others, like when it's like too late and it doesn't really work anymore. And he's known as kind of like, Robbie, I don't mean to say it, but like, you don't like him either. Like, he's one of the like dysfunctional owners in the league. I think he's trying to like corner a market or be the first onto something like that. I don't know if it's good for the team, for the league, for even, because when something goes wrong, like you're going to even more hear the game's rigged. It was set up. Like, I think that brings some problems of its own.
So with that being said, first, by the way, that's like a perfect moment to edit in a Thrive Fantasy app commercial. Everyone go download Thrive Fantasy app for all of your prop betting needs. You pick props, use promo code Rumboyz. We'll match you with your first deposit of $10. Daily. Now back to our programming. So no, for real, with that, with that being said, with that being stated, I've always been a proponent of sports betting, sports gambling. It's kind of one of the reasons why I created the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. So it'd be completely ass backwards for me to say like I'm against it. Now what I am against is you are bringing that gambling environment into the stadium. Mm-hmm. You're bringing a casino-like environment into a stadium. And if a bet goes wrong or something or the other, you know, you got this guy at one end of the betting lobby at the bar. He's gonna, you know, he's excited. He's yeah. And then you got this guy that's, you know, pissed off because this guy just took his money. That's gonna cause a fight. Now you gotta up security. Now you gotta do all this other shit. This is the DMV that we're talking about. This is an area where, you know, you're mixing and mingling cultures, and cultures are already mixed and mingled. You know, I get that a big portion and a big place, a big variety of the area has been significantly gentrified. But I mean, you don't want crowds mixing and mingling with money on the line. Not like that, not in that way. You know, I know some real stand-up guys back home in DC that for in a scenario like that, they would be the ones to start a fight. You know. So I mean, I don't know if that's the safest environment is in a stadium. Maybe if you do that, maybe you make that betting suite. You know, maybe you bring in William Hill, you know, or, you know, DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever. And what you do is you have that suite kind of like tucked off at the top of the stadium. Like it's like a box. You got to have like exclusive membership in order to get in there. You have to buy like a fucking key fob, like to badge your way in. Maybe it's got to be something like that. You know, you want to kind of try and keep that clientele real secure. You don't want, you know, just anybody walking in there betting, they get pissed off, and now
you got mayhem on your hands.
Exactly, because everyone understands betting culture. Like those of us that understand betting culture, yo, you lost some money. Walk away, let it be done. But I mean, I know my people and I know my area. Like, this is asking for someone to get stabbed inside a Redskins stadium. Like,
yeah. I'm with you, man. Like, yeah, and in no way, shape, or form, like, am I like against it? Like, I gamble. Like, sometimes I even bet on sports. I play fantasy. Like, I'm into that.
You play,
but I just think you got to have a separation. Like to put that in a stadium, like I said, it's gonna cause some conflict. Fans are already fucking nuts. We're all already emotional. Like that's adding in, like, it's just bad news, man. That's just not gonna lead to anything good.
Put it like this: picture Bottlegate, okay?
Why'd you have to bring that?
Picture fucking Bottlegate, Browns versus Jags. If there was a damn petting suite attached to the stadium, inside the stadium,
dude, there would be so many broken bottles and mayhem in that room. But you had to bring that up. I was at that game, dude. It was on my birthday.
Dude, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yo, it was a spectacle, though. I was a little kid, but it was just hilarious.
Shit. Keeping kind of, I wrote this really well. Like, I'm not trying to brag, but fuck, I wrote this episode really well. Moving on to Vegas, the NFL draft is taking place in Vegas this year. Have you seen the setup, bruh?
I like it, but yeah, to dip, like, while we're on the subject of Vegas too, like we were talking about betting too. I don't mean to dip back, but just real quick, I want to get this point out. Please, I hope the Raiders, like, knowing the Raiders fans, how fucking crazy we are, I hope that betting comes nowhere near. I hope there's like a total separation of fucking sport and bet, like, in that city. I know that there'll be a little bit of like muddy water in certain places, but keep it away. Like, we already get in trouble for fights and shanking people. Like, we are like the shank makers of the fucking NFL. Like, please keep betting out of that new stadium. Like, please.
Gonna happen.
I love the new setup though for the draft. I like it. And then it being in Vegas, the kickoff year for the Raiders, I'm really excited for it.
I feel like the NFL is doing a whole hell of a lot to bring press to Vegas. And what better way to do it than on a fucking gondola boat being rowed as your name is being called up to the stage on the, like, in the Bellagio fountain, you know, like that.
that just says like, yo, I just got drafted. I'm in the NFL. Like that sounds like something that was envisioned on an episode of Ballers, and HBO was just like, fuck, we don't got the budget to do that.
Yeah.
But one day. And then the NFL was like, but we do. Watch this. And then just blew it up. Like, I don't know. Did you see all the diagrams and stuff for it?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
like with the stage floating and the fucking boats riding up.
bro, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, so wait, is a stage gonna be floating on water while I am like on it? But then I had to remember they can't do that because it's Vegas, it's locked land, so it's cool. You know, it's gonna be floating there. It's not gonna be moving. You know, it's just gonna be stationary float. I was like, all right, I can get with that. Like, I'm just waiting. I just want to see, like, is there gonna be somebody's gonna slip and fall?
Dude, I was just about to say I would be that athlete. I'd be that asshole. And I really hope there's a guy that does this year after I say this. And if he does, I called it beforehand. I would, if nobody did it like before I got picked, if I go #1 overall, I'm getting on the boat. I'm starting to go over there and I'm going rogue and I'm just diving off and I'm swimming up to the stage. Like I'm baptizing myself in the NFL. Like I'm getting up there all soaking wet, like in my suit. Like I'd just be doing like back crawl, like
like with the maturity that DK had showed last year, with, you know, the taking the shirt off and everything, this would have not have been a good draft for him to have attended, because he probably would have been like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude, I would die. I hope somebody does do it. I would do it. Like if all day, like I'm like in a pick in the 20s, like everybody all day just, you know, like goes up there, yeah, commish, like nice to I'm jumping in, I'm getting that motherfucker soggy. I'm getting the stage all wet. I'm fucking with people. I'm leaving my mark.
They said, what if people get seasick? Oh my gosh, bro! I'm telling you, right when you said this one, an announcer, it's gonna be an announcer, and it'd probably be an announcer like fucking McAfee, like Pat McAfee, that would get up there and be like, and with the selection, the Colts, and like, bro.
Just cannonballing off the stage, like running just straight left and cannonballing off.
I entered a contest on Twitter to see if I can get sent to the NFL draft, and let's just say there could be a chance that Robbie will dive in the Bellagio fountain. If you guys get as many people to retweet that tweet, I will dive in the Bellagio fountain. But you guys gotta get like hundreds of people to retweet it. Be like, at NFL, send Robbie to NFL draft, and like we need 100 retweets on it. 100 retweets, and I'll do it. Bet.
Jake says that water's a foot deep though. Yeah, but you swim horizontal, man.
Yo, bro, I'd be like Little Mermaid. Figure it the fuck out, bro. Let's see here. So keeping it kind of with the Vegas theme, right?
Here we
you
go.
ready for this one? I know you've been waiting for this part of the show the whole time. So I got into it yesterday. Robbie got into it yesterday, guys, on Twitter. Not with the player, ironically. I got into it with Eli Apple's mom on Twitter. And here's why, okay? Hang on, I gotta pull up these screenshots, Nick. I think I have them in you and I's chat. Yeah, let me just go to you and I's chat because I sent them to you. So pretty much, Annie Apple, Eli Apple's mom, went on record on her Twitter account at Serve in America to state, Black folks on a boat being taken to their new owners. Whose idea was this? And then tweeted the exact same graphic that I had retweeted from NFL Stats, from NFL_stats, their Twitter account, of the Bellagio fountain and the Twitter stage. So everyone knows that Robbie doesn't like when politics and stuff like that crosses over into his sports. So I had a moment of emotion. I'm a Gemini. What the fuck can I say? All right. And plus, on top of that, before I even say what I said, I'm fucking black. All right? So I was pissed. I returned reply. How are you going to shit on these kids' parade that have worked hard, that have worked their whole lives for? Do you really think that you have to reach this far? We're gonna act like Joe Burrow's not going through the same draft as everyone else? Just because, or I'm sorry, I said just best that you try not to reach on this one. Let these kids enjoy. Once again, I'm black. Are we gonna act like Eli Manning is not going through the same, or I'm sorry, not Eli Manning, fucking Joe Burrow is not going through the exact same draft as everybody else?
Yeah. Dude, that is some funny shit. Like when you told me about that, I was just like, only in this world, like only in this society nowadays. Like,
so it got worse. Okay. It had then gotten worse. And she had then post another tweet after that tweet and says, I remember a white guy bought Odell for $34 during an ESPN fantasy football promo. Those optics were horrible as well.
Oh my God.
I participated in fantasy football. I have been in auction drafts. Like, what the fuck? So I then began to Twitter finger started going again. So here we go again. You're trying to reach. I typed this fucking long, as many characters as Twitter allows. I think it's like 100, like 250 or something like that. I use every single character to express that as a black man, I'm appalled by what she is saying. Like, I'd be offended if I were an NFL player. Like, I'd be offended. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're using me and you're using to boost your own racial propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I hit the reply button, Nick, you want to tell the people what she did to me?
What are you?
So, you know what? Fuck it. She fucking blocked me.
Okay. I didn't even know she blocked you.
Yes, I got blocked by an NFL mom because I spoke my damn mind and because she knew that she was wrong. So then I turned around and I called out Eli Apple. I took screenshots of my tweets and his mom's tweets, and I was like, bro, I want to talk to you. You are the one that are playing in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me how you feel. It's still less than 24 hours. Eli Apple has not replied.
He's not gonna either. I don't know. He seems like mama boy type. Like he's gonna agree with his mom's, but what I had to say on the matter is, to quote a great man, nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. I don't like to tell people how to live. By all means, do you, boo-boo, but you might want to take your own quote that you have on your Twitter page and live that truth. Like,
that is a quote on her Twitter page.
Calm yourself.
Holy fuck, I completely forgot about that part.
Oh, yeah, that's why I had to. I keep receipts, man. And another thing is, like, Eli, who I don't really like even as an NFL. I'm a Buckeyes fan. You can give me Ashton U booty over fucking Eli Apple. Like, I don't give a fuck. I like all the other guys that came out as corners from Ohio State in years past. Give me Kurt Coleman. Like, put him at corner. Like, I know he's gonna get burnt, but put him over Eli Apple. Not really a fan. You got drafted 10th overall. If that's the case, and it's so terrible, you know, these guys getting, you know, pretty much like sold away to the NFL, then, you know, why don't you give away some of that fucking signing bonus you got being picked 10th overall? Like, why don't it affect your money? Like, let's see how you are about it now.
Bro, what pisses me off is the NFL is a motherfucking job.
Oh, yeah.
Job. What do you mean they're new owners? You mean they're new employers?
Right.
How many employers are going to make one day and one moment special about you, ride you out on a goddamn fucking boat on the freaking Bellagio in Vegas? Like, this is completely appalling. I am tired of this happening in the game that I love. And I know that I am not the only person of my skin color, of my skin tone, of my melanin that feels this way. Like, that was fucked up. That was wrong. You had no business to try and ruin these kids' day in a moment that is built up for them, for you to try and use for your own political platform. Hey, get your mind right, boo-boo. I come from a family of fucking Panthers. So strong people. You know, so if you want to try that whole, oh, you're conscious and you're woke, yada, 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 you sure as fucking acting like it. You're acting real ignorant to me right now.
Exactly. That's why I had to spit that quote back out. It's like, okay, practice what you preach, hon. Like,
yo, I love people that put quotes like, and when I say I love people, realistically, I just want you to all know that I really fucking hate you. I love people that put like you know, quotes underneath like their Instagram bio or their Instagram pic or like their Twitter bio. Because 9 times out of 10, if it's a quote and if it's like something out of the Bible or from some special, you know, whatever, they don't live by it. Guapdad 4000 had a line on his song where he was talking about girls, and he was like, she got a Bible verse in her bio, so I know that she's gonna let me fuck fast. Anytime that a girl has a Bible verse in their bio or something like that, they ain't living by that. Anytime someone wants to put something conscious in their bio, they're doing exactly what is contradictory of that. So just know those type of people that you're looking at on social media when you see that, y'all. Shit, I'm a mama's boy and I ain't even fucking acting like that. Eli Apple, see me, boy. See me, boy. See me. And she's saying Robbie can't own anything. And we are his slaves. Does this network she works for owns her? Yo, I know, right? Yeah, she has it. She has a network job. She has a sports network job, actually. I mean, and Jake, I mean, y'all ain't slaves or nothing, but I am the head nigga in charge.
hell yeah, dude, that shit was hilarious.
That shit was.
She sounds like a woman scorned, man. Like, I don't mean to make a joke. Like, I don't know personally, but I know.
Yeah,
sounds like she got put in her place and bodied like in a last relationship by, as Pat McAfee would say, a sour old white.
A sour old white. This young ass light skin showed her what was good yesterday. Like I said, Eli Manning or Eli Apple, I want to talk to you, brother. I want to talk to you. You're a man just like I'm a man. I want to see what your viewpoint is. You were drafted. How would you feel if someone said this about you getting on that boat?
Yeah, like you're selling out or something because you're getting paid and you're playing in a league like that. Like, shut the fuck up. Get your money. Like, you know, in a way too, like my opinion of it is like he got drafted like 4 5 years ago, 3 years ago. Like, don't ruin these young men's like day. Like that's their day. Like that's an experience that they're about to take on with their life. Like, sorry, your kid and you got in the spotlight and got validation fucking years ago, and you'll never fucking elapse that fucking point. Like, I'll say it right now, fucking like, I firmly think that being drafted 10th overall is the fucking best and greatest achievement of fucking Eli Apple's career, even though it's not over yet.
Exactly. So far, that is the greatest thing that he's done.
Yeah.
His highlight reel in the NFL ain't shit. Eli Apple, I'll 1v1 you. I will 1v1 you. I will 1v1 you. And we already know how he plays. All righty, here. Give me just 1 second. Our timer.
Hey, can you give me 1 second too?
Yep, go ahead.
All right, I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a quick break. I'm going to run down and grab a beer because I paused the podcast recording. Here. Da, 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 da. All righty. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, home.
Robbie's going to kill Eli Apple with the slant. Yep. He has recovery speed. That's the only thing that he has on me. So I would just get him on cuts. I've seen his film. All righty.
Yeah, like I said, give me Ashton Newbooty. Give me Chimity Chekwa over him. That's a name drop right there.
I was like, who the fuck?
Yeah, you don't even know. I'll take him. That's my boy. I'll fuck with him over Eli. I didn't really ever like him. Like, I kind of laughed when all Giants fans were pissed that they picked him. And
oh yeah, and then he went to the Saints and barely did anything over there. Let's see here. You ready to talk a little bit about Cleveland?
Yeah.
Let's see here. So the Cleveland Browns went ahead and they hired Gary Kubiak as the offensive coordinator. So pretty much you have two OCs when you talk about having Stefanski and now Kubiak. How do you feel about this here?
I like it, man. Of all the names that were out there like being talked about, I like it. Like having Chubb. I know Kareem Hunt got into some shit today or yesterday, but I think he'll come back. I don't know if he'll get suspended. They found a trace amount of bud. Like it. You could find that much in a lot of people's vehicles and spots that they don't know or they forgot about. Like I used to be a smoker. Like. Yeah. I'm sure somebody that I sold like a car to like 5-6 years ago probably found like a little fucking Keith package or something like hanging out in my car, like
roach or something, you know.
But I feel bad for Kareem in that situation. I hope everything's good. Maybe somebody borrowed his car and smoked in it. I don't know. I don't like to put anything past him. I met the dude out in Toledo. I met the dude. He's really cool. He's really humble, really down to earth, really family oriented. I think he's learned from his mistake that, like, I don't know. I have my thoughts on that incident. Like, I feel like there's 2 or 3 stories and sides to everything. I look at everything with 360 perspective.
Right.
We'll talk about that another time. But I kind of feel bad for the dude. I would love Kubiak. I know loves running. We have Chubb, and I would like to see this team be built with, like, you win the AFC North. I think I said it last time on here with you. Like, you win the AFC North with strong run game and a good defense. Like,
yeah,
stout game in both. And I think Kubiak like sets us up to have a good run game. And Chubb, I think, is just going to get better. Like, that's a guy. Like, I know I made the hot take saying Chubb is probably going to be a top 5 pick in fantasy this next year. Like, I still stand by that. And Kubiak kind of like reiterates that a little bit. I think it'll be like a mix of power run, zone run, and play action, and kind of like play to all guys' strengths, especially Baker's. It's going to be more zone run and play action. And
nope. I like it. Going to get Kubiak. What worries me is you're stacking these two offensive minds on top of each other, and I know that even at the Pop Warner level, our head coach was a very offensive-minded head coach, and so was our offensive coordinator. And these guys would go back and forth. Whereas me and my two defensive guys, we sit back in the film room. We're sitting back. Let's crack open a fucking beer. Let's talk. Like let's relax. Let's look at these kids' film. I don't. Maybe I'm diving in too much into my own experience. That was two teams that I had worked with. To coordinate those two teams. I don't know if it works out chemistry wise. You just having that much brain power on the offensive side of the X's and O's. I feel like maybe you guys. Who's you guys' DC right now? Who's going to be the DC?
I don't know. See, I heard a Wade Phillips rumor.
Yep, I've heard the Wade Phillips rumor a lot.
I've heard a couple of guys, but nobody I'm like really like big on. Like I would take Son of Bum. I would take Wade. I think that would be like I think Kubiak and Phillips like being around the game for a long time, Stefanski being a rookie head coach, but a very brilliant mind with football. I think they could all like get along and get a sense of understanding and like a sense of camaraderie. Like nobody would really be trying to like jump over somebody's head or like ego somebody out. And two, Kubiak's been a head coach. He's been there before. He's been around the league a long time. He's been like I think he can compartmentalize and sacrifice a little bit and kind of just be like helpful, but not like really be like headstrong guy and let Stefanski be that. But I would like having the experience of Wade Phillips. I think he's a motivator. I think that defense, like we got an underrated defense. Like we got some studs there. I think those guys would really play motivated with him. I didn't really like Wilkes. I thought Wilkes was kind of like a pushover. Like he gave me Hugh Jackson vibes. Like,
yeah,
like not as like buddy as like Hugh and Freddie, but he kind of gave me like soft vibes. Or like when he does get angry or frustrated with the defense, it was like, I don't know, like not sincere. Like he like wasn't actually like pissed off. He just like wanted what he wanted done or out of certain people.
I feel like what the Browns are doing with this move, and this to me, this seems like a very Browns-esque thing to do. And if I'm wrong, then I will gladly stand corrected here on record. Kubiak still has that Super Bowl stage. He's been to a Super Bowl, he coached in a Super Bowl, yada yada yada. If things go, Stefanski is what's hot right now. Getting the new young head coach, that's what's hot right now. Mm-hmm. If things go south with Stefanski, I already got an NFL guy that's ready. Boom, Kubiak, now you take over.
Yeah.
If I'm Stefanski, maybe I kind of pull a little play out of Jay Gruden's book, a little play out of Garrett's book, and let's make Kubiak do all that offensive X's and O shit. I'm just gonna be here to be the figurehead, pretty much. When GMs come down and talk, all right, cool. I'm there and I'll handle those meetings. But like as far as like running the offense, I'd probably put that all on Kubiak. Because if something goes wrong, cool. Like, all right, now let's see what happens when we run my plays. Also, on the flip side, what the Browns are doing is they know the talent they have in Chubb. I think that they feel they might be able to get Kareem Hunt back. I mean, despite, like I said, that's a marijuana charge. To me, that's whatever in 2020 right now, right?
Yeah. I think the league will care more about it. Like the cops, like Rocky River Police, like just let him go. Like they didn't even charge him with that. Yeah. It was just in the notes, like had trace amount of marijuana. But yeah, he was speeding. Like the city, like usually if like the city or the state doesn't like charge you like that, the NFL is like a little more lenient, but him having a history, I could see the NFL like pressing him, drug testing him, getting him in like a step 2 or step 1 and fucking with them on that, but they might not even take it all seriously.
No, I mean, and you look, both these guys, they love to run the ball. If you got a 2-headed monster in the backfield that's going to be able to do so, then you're already on the up and up.
And that's a studly backfield to have. Those guys are the 1-2 punch, man.
Exactly. Now you just need to figure out the arm, the receivers, and everything. I feel can truly fall into place. I like it from that standpoint of how it affects the running game. We saw what Stefanski did with Dalvin Cook. We saw what Kubiak did with C.J. Anderson back in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Made him a commodity. So I mean, I want to see these two guys work together, but more importantly, I want to see how they work together. And I think that'll be interesting because they're both very smart. And sometimes we have two smart people in a room, shit can get a little crazy.
Yeah. But high tides lift all boats, man. Like, and I think Kubiak being a vet and like a mature guy, like been there before, been a head coach before, been in the Super Bowl before. I think he'll kind of like put aside a little bit of that like prove a complex or like whatever, because everybody does have one. Like everybody has like that level of ego. I could see him just like putting it aside and like being helpful to Stefanski. And I don't think like you made the point of like, you know, if it does go bad or like they have a head coach that could slide right in like that. That was the problem with Todd Haley. That's why I couldn't stand Todd Haley, because he just thought he was smarter than everybody and he was just waiting for his fucking shot. And I love it that same day they're like, fuck you, you get out too. I thought that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be the case. I mean, and also Cubes has been around the league, man. So, you know, to your point, you know, I don't know how much of a prove it complex is there.
I mean, everybody has one. That was just my point with that. Like everybody does have one. Like they like everybody wants to be the guy or like wants to be a reason for success. But I could really see like him having the prestige he does in the league. I could see him kind of like for the betterment of the team for Stefanski, like, you know, just being like supportive, like pointing out like, hey man, like good game plan, like shit's all working out. But I saw this, like when he's watching the film back, like I saw this. It's something that we might want to take advantage of and try to run a couple plays like this against whoever we're facing this week because game plan matches up or scheme matches up. Or there's a mismatch. Like I can see him suggesting stuff like that. And Stefanski seems like not an ego like that where he's like gotta prove a complex either. I mean, like I said, everybody does, but he seems like he's kind of just like for the betterment of the team. He's like a sacrifice. He's a we guy, like not a me guy. Hugh Jackson was a me guy.
Very big. Yeah.
Even to the point where I swear if that dude has another job in the league, like as a head coach, I'm gonna fucking shit.
I don't think that he will get one because of all the shit that he's gone on to state in the media. And like he tries to do it in like a not shit talking way, but I know that you're only taking these daytime media jobs to talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, he like after the firing, even from Oakland, like he threw players under the bus in both places. He fucking got in press conferences like he said the same shit. It was always, I don't know, I gotta watch the film. I'll get back to you. We'll try next week. It was the same thing, or it was this guy or that guy, like naming people, like and shit that got fucked up, like outing people like that. I really didn't like that about him. And then too, he gets fired and he goes around like, you know, I was kind of I should get another job. You know, it's sad. And then he goes on another show like a week later and like over the past year since, and he's like, oh, I'm a victim. I'm depressed. Like I lost myself. Feel bad. Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Believe me, I'm completely done with Hugh as well. I'm completely done. Let's see here. Getting into our final NFL topic of the docket here. Larry Fitz buys a minority stake in the Suns, the Phoenix Suns, your boys' Suns. How you perceiving this one?
I like it. I think it's good for the Suns. In the past, like my knock on the Suns is they run their team like a pyramid scheme. Like they literally, it's always like the new hot, like let's get this big name. Let's rebrand our arena. Let's get this fucking big stupid sticker on the middle of our fucking floor sideline. Like let's product placement the fuck out of our fans. We don't give a fuck really what happens on the basketball court. I think him being a player that gave his whole career to Arizona, sticking around. And also too, like, well, it's not the same sport. Like, I think athletes would come to him and like, you know, speak their mind or whatever. And he is not like, so-and-so said this, like, we need to fix this. Like he would suggest he would back a guy and not out a guy. Like, I think it's good for the team. I want to see him even get a higher stake in, and I forget the guy that owns like the Suns solely, like the majority guy, but that dude's bad news, man. Like, he runs that shit, like I said, like a pyramid scheme. Like, it's just a business. It's just a get the people in the seats. Like, let's make this shit like an amusement park. I don't care how bad we are. Just get them in, get them to buy concessions and bullshit. Like, it's ridiculous.
No, absolutely. I feel that way about the Suns as an organization. I like this as a business move for Larry. I completely, outside of sports, just focusing on the business. You're setting yourself up post-retirement, even though you're going to do one more year. We see Russell Wilson. He owns a stock in the Seattle Sounders, the Seattle soccer team. This is something that we've seen in sports before. LeBron, doesn't he own a piece of a FC Barcelona or something like that? Yeah. So, I mean, I love seeing this. I love seeing players turn themselves into more than just players and turn themselves into moguls, because honestly, that is a potential to what we should be seeing more and more out of our players. Instead, we're seeing, and for every one story of a Larry Fitzgerald, there is a story of a Delonte West.
Ooh,
I know that's fucked, but we're seeing examples like that. I want to hear more about stuff like this. I want to see players do more with their money, things of this nature. As far as him having any type of effect on the team, Larry's the leader. And like you said, Larry's a guy that these young athletes can go and they can talk to. He's been doing it at a high level in a much more higher contact sport for a very long time than basketball. So he could probably help these players keep their bodies right, so on and so forth, bring in the right nutritionists. I want to see him, like you mentioned, get a bigger stake. I feel like him just owning a piece of the team isn't enough. I feel like he's the type of guy to where you could even have like, here's a piece of the team, and I also want you to have a say-so in operations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And even kind of like a player personnel rep like role too, like being the bridge between front office and the players, because players would like look up and respect a guy like that, being who he is in football and also just the type of guy he is. Like
in the city, just in the city alone.
Yeah. His presence in Arizona is unmatched. Like he's the guy out there, man. But yeah, just like his low key, like how perspective based is, how down to earth, like how just like chill he is. I really could see like the guys kind of like confiding and trusting him. I saw an article too. Somebody wrote like, "Oh, this means Devin Booker's back." Like, it doesn't mean that. Like, it doesn't mean they're gonna for sure bring him back. But the guy that wrote the article, he said something along the lines of like, Larry would say like, "Hey man, like we know you're a stud. Like, keep doing you. But I played with 18 different quarterbacks and some of them fucking sucked. Like, come on, man, just chill. You're good. We'll surround you with talent. Let's get it going. Don't lose your head." He would keep everybody, like you said, with like the nutrition and like make certain upgrades to facilities and stuff like there, keep the guys like their bodies in check, but also like their minds, man. Like he brings a fresh perspective. He brings a different way of thinking. I think he'd be really good for those, especially the young roster that you have there.
Absolutely. I mean, and at what loss is it if you're Phoenix? Like, what loss is it for the city? You're bringing in a hometown, or I mean, not a hometown, because he's not from there, but I mean, you're bringing kind of like in a way a hometown guy in a highly respected athlete into the facility. I feel like it's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to fucking help. He's bringing you athletic experience, and he's bringing you real life experience.
Yep.
So that's where I am with that one. Let's actually slide right in to the NBA. With that being said, so let's go ahead and segue over there. Zion made his return the other night. We were originally, just so everyone knows, this show was supposed to be filmed yesterday. But but of course I was sick as a dog. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about Zion's debut now. In the fourth quarter, he was 4 for 4 from 3, 8 for 11 overall. Scored 22 points in like 18 minutes. I mean, bro is fucking phenomenal, right? The first 3 quarters, he looked like little pipsqueak version of SpongeBob. You know, when he like he shrinks out of that one. And then he turned in like in the fourth quarter, he was like, like huge, muscled up at the beach, working out with Larry Lobster. You know, what are we thinking about Zion's debut? I've even heard some people say he should be getting all-star considerations after that fourth quarter appearance.
Oh my, it's one game. I mean, I give him props. It was a performance, man. He put on a show. It electrified me. It electrified everybody that I think that watched it. But I'm still one of the ones. I know he's like going at the media that talks about his weight, and I will continue to talk about his weight. I don't know. I just worry for his body, man, long term, his joints, his just back, his knees, like just with all that weight. Like I heard something the other day. I don't know if it's like true or like factual. I didn't like do any research on it, but I heard he's like the 3rd or 4th heaviest guy in the whole NBA, and he's only 6'6", 6'7". Like that's not good. That only like 2-3 other guys outweigh you, dude. Like, I mean, I know muscle weighs more than fat. Like he is a yoked up dude, but I think he'd be even better, dude, if he got himself in, like, it's hard to do, but LeBron-esque shape, like just really like leaned down, like really made his body like you only, like I said last time, when we talked about it, like how he's gonna be. You get one set of lungs, one set of eyes, you know, one set of ears, and one body. Like you gotta like it's one thing to have a Ferrari. Treat your body like one is an even better thing. Health is wealth, man. And I think he just needs to like dial in. Like that discipline would bring in like even more. Like it would showcase his talent. It would make people kind of be like, okay, like even already still that performance was really good. He did very well, but I just still think he does need to, like, I know he doesn't like it. I know people don't like to be like that, but it's objective. It is what it is. I just worry about like long term. If he does start to get banged up and get like little tic tac injuries because of just pressure on joints and stuff like that, it's just not going to lend well, and everybody's going to hate on the dude. I want the best for him. I want to see him be a 15, 16-year vet and score some points and be dominant. And I want to see him even like lean out and develop into a post / like wing. Like I could see him like he could be what Carmelo Anthony probably like should have been if he like really kept his diet and his body like in check and kept like made it a serious part of his game. Took it seriously.
No, I absolutely agree. You know, there was a parody that was made from the NBA Tonight crew, Ernie Johnson. They did a parody of Zion and Charles Barkley, you know, side by side. It was like, you know, Zion dunks at this velocity, Charles dunks a chicken nugget at this velocity, Like there was one part of it where they did a side by side of like height and weight, and Zion was just a little bit less than what Barkley is right now. So out of the NBA, retired, eating fucking donuts and McDonald's chicken nuggets. Zion apparently, even jokingly, they're already drawing future to where he's going to be as heavy as Barkley out of retirement. That's not what you're wanting, you know.
Yeah, and Jake made a good comparison, man. I should have thought of that, but he said Sean Kemp. That's a good comparison because he's another guy that struggled with weight. He was a different guy when he came here to Cleveland. I mean, I know the food's comfort food and it's good. Like we're not talking about like New Orleans or like barbecue from Kansas City or anything like that, but there's some good food here, man. It's comfort food. You could struggle. You could get yourself in some trouble, man. He's another one. Like he had all the potential. He was explosive. He was athletic. He was a finisher. He had post-game vibes. And Zion does have a better shot. Like that's what Jake said too. I hope it's not like the same story as that. Like a guy that kind of just like gets himself in trouble and pulls some Eddie Lacy, Sean Kemp, eat himself out of being an all-star type guy.
Yeah, and that is something that we've seen happen with players, like you mentioned. You mentioned Cheeseburger Lacey. Sean Kemp. I don't think that I think that Zion really wants this. We saw that during that debut, he did not want to come off the court despite being given a medical rep limitation. He had refused, like, yo, like, no, I don't want to. Of course, Alvin Gentry was like, hey, motherfucker, you need to come off the floor because I can get in trouble for it. Like, so I get that and I dig that. I was impressed with what he did in the fourth quarter. I was impressed with the once it started going. The first three quarters I watched, I was like, this is awful. And then, of course, once I went back and I watched like purely just the highlights, like, I'll be honest, guys, NBA is something that I'm watching highlights on. I am not doing full-on film studies on unless I'm doing scouting. And yeah, like, just watching the highlights. I mean, of course, ESPN blew it up and made it bigger and larger than life than, I felt like what it really was. Looking at just some stats, Zion has 3 more three-pointers in that 18 minutes than Ben Simmons has had in 2 years?
Right. He hit more in 1 minute than Simmons has hit in the NBA.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, cool. You got a jump shot. You got a 3-point. I want to see what you can do at full pace, full of go. The Zion hype, the one game Zion hype is over for me. You need to get out there. You need to really try and contribute to your team. For the Pelicans to sit back and be like, oh, well, we're sitting at, like, I think they're the 12th seed right now, or they're like just sitting outside of the 8th. Yeah. And for them to kind of sit back and be like, oh, well, like, we can kind of just let it fly. Like, no, you need to be trying to get the fuck in the playoffs. Like, while this guy is young, while you have him, you need to be getting him acclimated to that atmosphere and to that. None of this losing culture bullshit. I feel like Zion needs to leave as soon as the opportunity is presented for him. And when he can, he should go for it.
Yep. And two, like, they need to take advantage of the year that they're having. Like, they got a lot of youth. They got a deep squad. Brandon Ingram's playing out of his mind. Like I said last time, like, Brandon Ingram being kind of like a playmaking, like, shot creator, like, athletic wing type guy. It lends itself to, like, work off of Zion. Like, he's good in the post. He showed that he can, hurt you from the outside too. But I would like to see him develop, like, a little more of, like, a, I don't know, like a swing wing, like, kind of just in and out game, like, more consistent, like, and really, like, build up both facets of the, like, he's already good in the post, but really build up the kind of, like, the in and out, like, the off, not off dribble, like, catch and shoot, kind of just be something to, like, for him and Ingram to lurk out. They could be a nice 1-2 punch, a nice pick and roll, a nice pick and pop. Like, they could really do something. And like I said too, like, he could be like what Carmelo Anthony, like, I feel like on par with them, a little bit better. And I made this comparison too, like where his post game's at now, and just like his body and how he does have that strength to just abuse people while he doesn't have the height. He totally reminds me of Zach Randolph. But if he doesn't get his shit in check, like, he will be, the Sean Kemp that struggled with his weight at the end, mixed with, like, Jay Crowder. Like, if he, like, never ever really develops, like, a just that inside out, like, that little bit of, like, if you give him space, he'll hurt you type guy.
Like I said, I'm in complete agreement. I want to see more, and I really want all the people on social media that are like, make him an all-star, to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's one game, but still, like, I don't like to, but I say what needs to be said. I feel bad, like, it being, like, even like me, like, studying nutrition, like, I don't like ever telling somebody, like, they need to do something, or like that their thing is an issue. But when it is an issue, and, like, going forward for the betterment of you to be the best version of yourself and healthy and not have to struggle with shit and not get hate and bullshit, directed towards you, just curtail a little bit. Like start doing some things. Show that you have that discipline and just do some stuff. I never like to tell anybody, hey, you're out of shape, like you're big, you're obese, anything like that. But I feel bad. There's a lot of that going around, and it's like directed. I know he's getting pissed. I thought I saw today that the Fumble put out something about how he responded to people on social media about his weight, but I don't really trust the Fumble. It's pretty much just a pair of tits and a fucking reading off a script.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Dude, I was thinking about one day just making a fucking parody and putting balloons in my shirt and just like, hey, I'm the Fumble. Like, talking for a minute, but I figured I'd get in trouble with that shit. They'd copyright me, or bitches would say I'm fucking misogynistic and sexist and shit. You know how shit goes nowadays. Outrage culture.
Me too.
Yeah, outrage culture. I don't give a fuck. If you do something and it's funny, I think you should say, like, rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. Wish that dude was still around, because like even you see like shit on the news, like media, like anybody, like when something dysfunctional happens, everybody fucking puts it out there. Like you can't make jokes about the good stuff. It's you make jokes about the nitty gritty, the iffy. Like you said with the Delonte West thing. I got a joke off of that too. Like, who are you more scared of with the rocks? Delonte West or AB?
Delonte West right now.
Right. But
no, dude, but that's why we need you on the show. I mean, you're the nutritionist. I mean, so you're able to bring in that aspect and that expertise, into it. I mean, we need you. The staff needs you. Rumboyz workout plan coming out soon. Remember Kanye's workout plan? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And let me stop. YouTube copyrights me. You went too far in the song. I was counting, motherfucker. Damn. Next topic. How can the Mavs solve its problems at center after losing center to Dwight Powell? Which, by the way, that injury looked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for. I've always liked him. He's a good guy to have off your bench. I haven't really paid attention to who's available, like center.
Jakeem Noah?
Yeah, I was thinking him. Like, I know he's available. I know he's a power forward wingman, but he would just help with some scoring. I don't know if he officially retired or hung it up yet, but I think Luol Deng, if he's available, he could get you some points. He can kind of compensate for a little off the bench scoring that you had in him. Good thing the trade deadline already hasn't passed. They might be able to go get somebody. Somebody might get bought out. Maybe look for a
Boban Marjanovic.
Yeah. Is he still available?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I mean that's what I'm looking at. If I'm Mavs in this scenario, because Powell has came in, him and Luka have formulated something special, and I've enjoyed commentating the games where they're on the floor together. At first, I was pretty critical over Powell. I was like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? Why? Like I don't like the way he's getting the ball to Luka. But then I started watching, and I started paying attention to how they develop as a team, as a pair. And I was like, oh shit, homie's getting the ball to Luka in the right spots now. And I started seeing Luka being like, yo, thank you for that pass right there, thank you for that assist, or either Luka start trusting him more. Hey, I'm gonna dump this one out, so you go ahead and drive that in. So I mean, this is a big effect on the Mavericks. The Mavericks are now going to open up, and they're going to start showing a lot of their weaknesses now, and they have been showing a lot of their weaknesses. I don't know if you can necessarily, if you're the Mavericks and with young Luka Doncic, as young as Luka still is, I don't know if you can necessarily just go out there and grab someone and that same chemistry be there. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably say that Boban would be the best bet for him to go and get. If not, Jakeem Noah. I mean, because you got veteran presence right there.
Yeah. I forget. I looked at it earlier. I feel like the two names are slipping my mind. Now I can't even find. It's giving me upcoming free agents and shit like that. But yeah, there's somebody you could grab. There might be somebody that might get bought out. You can maybe make a move. Good thing the trade deadline hasn't passed yet. You might be able to go grab somebody.
Yeah, Brook Lopez.
Is Lopez still out there? No, I don't think so, actually.
I don't think.
Drummond's going to be a free agent.
Is Amir Johnson available?
I do not think that Johnson's available. I mean, they could go after some guys, Thon Maker.
Yeah. Gortat.
Yeah, see, there you go. So I mean, there's guys that they could go after. Plumlee. I think Plumlee will be a free agent.
I can't stand the man, but Tyler Zeller's out there.
Oh God.
Oh my bad.
Okafor. I haven't said that name since I was a fucking kid.
You say Emeka or Jalil?
Jalil.
Oh shit. I think Emeka might be available too. Or he probably retired already.
Yeah, he definitely retired, dude. That's how old we are. We remember Emeka Okafor. Oh God.
Yeah, dude. I remember when he was drafted. I remember when that team started the new brand, had the rebranding. That was their guy.
Oh, so yeah, Boban's with the Mavs, and yeah. So then no, we were wrong about that. Either Street just misled us in the fucking chat.
No, he probably said like, no, they already got him. They'll just play him.
Yeah, they already got him. Yeah, and I just read it wrong. So then, yeah, they got some problems there. Their weaknesses are going to rear their ugly heads. Not much that can really do there. Another thing in the NBA.
Kenneth Faried, that's a good name too.
Yo, Faried would be a good pickup. That is a smooth pickup.
But I would have thought he'd already be playing in the Big Three, to be honest. So my bad. What were you about to say?
Yeah, I figured he would. Yeah, you're right. No, you're good. You're good. So for pretty much our final NBA topic here. So the other night, the Raptors, it looked like that they weren't going to beat the 76ers. Then all of a sudden, Van Fleet just started going off. And of course, the Raptors, Van Fleet and Siakam, they pull out the W and beat the 76ers. Is it safe to say after beating the 76ers in the last 3 meetings that they have had this year, I believe there's only one more left on their schedule before playoffs. Is it safe to say that the Raptors might have the 76ers number?
I probably think so. I love the Raptors team. Like, I love how deep they are. And I, too, hear reports about I know some other YouTubers and analysts and even like me thinking that it would be wise of them to trade for Kevin Love. I know they already have a stretch 4, a guy that can space the floor and plays good defense in Ibaka. By all means, as a Cavs fan, if I'm going to give up Kevin Love, I want Ibaka and OG Anunoby. I would love Porter Jr. and OG, like just switching off and playing. One of them coming off the bench and just having fresh legs and getting some scoring. But I think that would be a good trade. Even though they're giving up a little bit on defense, you're getting a little bit more offensive prowess with Caleb. But I really think, I know all year it's been reported that he's not available, but getting Zion back, like maybe they'll take a little risk and they'll play the youth on their team and develop the youth. I think they're going to try and grab somebody like a JJ Redick. Like losing Danny Green was big. You could use a 3-and-D guy or just a 3 guy, like just somebody you could kick the ball out to. And too, Van Fleet is clutch, man. That dude is fucking insane. I would love to even. I'm not big on point guards that we got in Cleveland. Like I like Sexton. I think he's going to develop, but to me, he's kind of like a Darren Collison. Like just you can have him come off the bench. I don't know if he's a starter yet. I like Garland. Like the knock that I have kind of with Cleveland right now is like Garland playing the 2, Sexton playing the 1. I think Sexton is a better like create his own shot, like shooting guard type guy, even though he's like smaller and slighter. And I think Garland's a better playmaker. I'd like to play Garland at the 1, but I think that the Raptors are like a solid deep team. And I still can see them making a move. I think they're totally the team to beat in the East. Like, regardless of where they're seated even, I think that that's the team that's going to run through everybody in the playoffs. Like, I don't think you're going to beat that team in a 7-game series.
I don't want to go out and say that the team to beat, but I do want to say that I think that they absolutely positively have Philadelphia's number.
Yeah.
And if they have to see Philly in the playoffs, best of 7, I mean, Philly, there's a chance that you could be going home. And I know the Philly fans are like, well, you said that it was going to come down to us and the Bucks in the East. Yeah, well, guess what? Film changes things, okay? And when I see a team go on to defeat you without them having their finals MVP, go on to defeat you and pick you apart 3 separate times. I believe that 2 of those times were at home. We're in your house, 76ers fans. Then that I have an issue with. That allows the thought to creep into my head. Is Joel Embiid really all of that? Or is he maybe a choker? Is Ben Simmons maybe a choker? Is there someone on that team that chokes for you guys? Because I heard it. I heard it throughout multiple different members of the media, and I even checked on a couple of different YouTubers just to pop in their streams to make sure they were okay. And the Raptors own y'all. 76ers fans, Toronto owns you. Philly, Drake is allowed in fucking Philadelphia whenever he wants to. Because y'all suck that bad against this one team. I am hoping that you don't have to come down to a best of 7 series against the Raptors. They know you inside and out. Nick Nurse is going to outcoach you guys on every single fucking level of the game.
Mm-hmm. And Dwayne Casey developed that, man.
You said what?
Dwayne Casey developed Nick Nurse. Like,
yeah,
a lot of his mentalities, his coaching, his style has been included in Nick Nurse's style. But I just want to say, Koo said Caleb wants out of Cleveland. He's been pissed. He doesn't like it there. That's like the point I made earlier about like Sexton at the 1. Garland should be the 1. He shouldn't be the 2. Or you should at least make one of them guys come off the bench. Maybe make a trade. Like, I wouldn't say like maybe get rid of Kevin Love, but maybe make a trade. Start Larry Jr. At the 4 or 5. Play Kevin Love. Trade for a shooting guard and put those 2 guys. Put Sexton maybe at starting. Put Garland coming off the bench. But it becomes stagnant when Sexton's kind of like orchestrating the offense. He's not really a playmaker guy. He's more of a wing attacking guy, a slasher. That's part of the reason why I think Kevin Love's been pissed off, but he loves it in Cleveland.
Yeah, so you had to answer that question in the chat.
Yeah, because I was gonna explain it and like type it all out, but dude, I already kind of like touched on it a little bit. But yeah, it's partly because the offense is becoming stagnant. Probably reminds me of a college offense. I know we have a college coach, but it's just at times it's just stagnant. Like, you could tell there's frustrations with all the players.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because there's like not that like devout playmaker. And like the really guy that like is the guy that plays the least amount of time, and that's Delly, because he's just mainly a 3 and a passing guy.
Exactly. And you can send him in there, maybe do some dirty shit every once in a while.
Oh, you're not like that, thinking that Delly's dirty, are you?
I've always thought that Delly is dirty.
No, he's just scrappy, man.
He's dirty in a good way. Like you know, like you say, he's more so scrappy.
All right, I'll say this. He's one of those guys, like, I understand it. I know it. I can see it from other fans of other teams. Delly is one of those guys that if he's on your team, you'll love it. You like love the hustle and the aggressiveness. But if he's on the other team, you're like that little motherfucker, like all game.
Yeah, no, he's scrappy. He's scrappy little shit. I can definitely agree with that. Let's see here. That's pretty much all that I have around that topic. There were some Sixers fans and they feelings, and it was great watching their streams.
Yeah, dude. If you play them right, like if you neutralize Embiid, you make Simmons try to shoot some mid range. Like, you make him a jump shooter. You don't let him get easy buckets in the paint because he's just so fucking big, and any guard that D's him up, he just fucking just turn around, little post move on you, or easy close range shots. Like you make Harris, who's kind of like he's hit or miss. You make those guys beat you, neutralize and beat. Yeah, that team's cooked.
Yeah. Here, really quick. My fault, man. I was trying to get something. Oh shit! Shut up.
No, you're good. My bad. I interjected though and cut you off.
No, you were fine, man. I was trying to use your take so I could set up something backstage, and I fucked up. Sound check. This is one of those moments where I miss having a fucking on-set producer. Let's see. Getting into the next topic. KU versus K-State brawl.
Yeah.
This was absolute complete pandemonium. Silvio De Sousa. It was first reported it was going to be an indefinite ban. I am now hearing that it's a 12-game ban for Silvio De Sousa, who was a pretty integral part of that KU team. Bro, let's react to this shit. First off, insert Riley's voice. All it takes is for a nigga to pick up a chair and he throw it, and everyone just starts fighting. Bro, this was more lit. This brawl was like the 90s Source Awards of like East Coast versus West Coast meets freaking Malice in the Palace, and they had a baby, and that baby was birthed onto a college basketball court. like
Dude.
A little graphic for those of us out there that have kids. I just thought about that. I just thought about like the water break and everything. Bro, your thoughts on this brawl?
Dude, it cracked me up. Like when I saw it, like it immediately made me like watch that and then watch Malice at the Palace. Like I thought Malice at the Palace was fucking hilarious because like those fans do go to games, and like I even sometimes catcall and talk shit from the stands. Like, you know, man, people are like Baker got it. Like the fucking like you won't come up here. Like you can't come down here. Like that shit does happen. The Malice at the Palace incident, like those fans got humbled. Like it pretty much was like you won't do it, you won't. My favorite thing though with the Malice at the Palace, like real quick, was the guy like when I forget if it was Steven Jackson, who's my fucking boy. I love that dude, or if it was our test. But they both rushed the stands, and this one guy is holding his cup of beer like, I still got it, it wasn't me, and just fucking whack, dude, just gets fucking lit up, dude. Like, and like that was the highlight of that for me, just that guy, like right before, like like I want to see slow motion camera, like, no, I'm good, boom. Just but
so my favorite part of this particular brawl here, like you said, Malice in the Palace had that iconic moment where the dude was like, I didn't do it.
Yeah. He literally out of his shrink and then just got clocked. But this one was fucked up. Like this one was like, this dude went for a stool, like went for a chair. I immediately thought of WWE dude, like with the chair.
With the chair.
Oh my god.
Like, hey, and here's the thing. We were doing trivia. Like we were chilling. Everyone was having a good time. Like so this is like in the Rumboyz world, it's a normal fucking night. And then all of a sudden the chat just starts blowing up. They're like, KU K-State brawl, hurry up now. It's like I turn on, I look, I'm like, oh snap. And bro, like you said, with the chair, the most iconic moment outside of De Sousa picking up the chair. And this is how you know that De Sousa has never picked up an inanimate object, or like they never watched wrestling. I call it wrestling. Because the side of the chair that he picked up the most, like, I guess, like space having size. Like he picked up the ass side of the chair and was gonna hit someone with the flimsy ass legs. Listen, if you get in a fight and you're gonna pick up a stool, you fold it, and then you hit it with the part of the stool. You know, if you're gonna hit someone with a stool, another iconic moment. This poor little woman on the ground. Like, bro, so like there were let's just all keep in mind so I can paint the scene for everyone that this brawl happened in Kansas, of all people. Bill Leaders Talk, what is good? Welcome to our stream, but I'm gonna add you, man. Add us back. This happened in Kansas. Do you guys know what the demographic population is in Kansas? Let me just break it down to you. The darkest motherfuckers in that state were on the floor playing in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So when everyone started fighting on the floor, you guys, you gotta watch this footage and look at everyone's reaction in the stands. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, like it happens in street ball every day where I'm from." Like, you know, bro. Look, they're even showing it right now on Sports Center in front of me. So I got the TV on in the back. And the looks on everyone's faces, they were so appalled. And this poor woman that got knocked over, hanging on to the Sosa's calf muscle for all dear God of her life. You know damn well that there was some women in them stands at the end of that brawl. They were like, I don't know why, but I'm a little hot and bothered tonight. Because, bro, everyone's reaction was just like at first appalled, and then everyone was like, "Yo, let's go then, let's do it!" Like,
Yeah.
I think
there was a slight hesitation from some players, and like even people like working the event, like that one dude, that one
Usher,
Usher got in, but then the other ones were like, whoa, and then there was like some blows, and then they turned around like, fine, fuck you. Like,
bruh. Is it just me, or did the Usher look like fucking Sinbad, bro? Look like Usher look like a mix between Heavy D. Now that we are in love, what are we gonna do? And fucking Sinbad together, bro. I was like, what? I was like, Sinbad out here doing comedy and knocking fools out, bro. This was great. Fight footage. I love the greatest part of the footage were three things. Everyone in the crowd's reaction. The poor woman on the ground hanging on for dear life. We're going to call her Sally. Your name is Sally, okay? and the Sosa with the chair.
Yeah.
That was great. One more thing. K-State was getting pummeled, as they always do, by Kansas. K-State, the reason why this whole fight started, when you are getting blown out by like fucking 20, you don't steal the ball when the game is winding down and try and go up and score and one-up someone. Just let it be. Take your loss like a man. On the football field, we call it kneeling out. You just take it. You're not getting the ball back. It's done. It's mathematically impossible. So this all started because De Sosa was dribbling the ball down court, taking his time, winding out the clock. He got it stolen from excuse me, I put this pause, stolen from behind. And then homie came up and dunked. Or went up for the dunk, and the Sosa was like, get that shit out of here. And the K-State dude rose up and was like, like got all upset.
Yeah.
And if I'm trying to go home and I'm in college at that, I'm just trying to go and get it in, and I'm a nationally ranked team, don't try and embarrass me, because I'm liable to probably embarrass you.
Yeah. He got indefinitely banned though, didn't he? Like he's done, right?
It was an indefinite ban. I'm now hearing that it's a 12-game ban.
Okay.
You know, but we will see. Warriors just traded Willie bum-ass Cauley Stein to the Mavs.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Right when we just covered that whole thing. They were watching the show and they're like, nah, we got this.
Yeah, we're going to go get Willie Cauley Stein.
They're listening to us on Spotify right now is what it is, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to the Mavs on Spotify then.
Shout out to the Mavericks on Spotify. But yeah, that shit was hilarious. We got 2 more topics here to end out the show. The first one, I hate breaking Super Bowl spoilers, which is why also during today's episode, we chose to completely avoid covering the Super Bowl. Make sure you guys check us out for the Super Bowl kickoff party, February 2nd, Nick, right?
Yep, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, live performances, giveaways, and much, 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 much more. But in a recent Super Bowl ad, we all long love and care about the late, great Mr. Peanut. Yep. For those of y'all that are too young, unlike fucking me and Nick here, Mr. Peanut has been around for 104 years. No, me and Nick are not 104 years. Even our ages combined does not equal to 104. No one pull that in the chat. Okay? But Mr. Peanut passed away after 104 years. And did you see the ad first, Nick?
Yeah. Yeah, the peanut car goes off the side of the fucking hill, the cliff.
So yeah,
they're hanging on, the branch starts to break, and the fucking peanut sacrifices himself.
I'll let you take that. Go ahead and explain the commercial.
All right, well, yeah, that's what happened. It got to that point. He sacrificed himself. He jumped, hit the ground. They're like, he might be all right still, and then he just burst into fucking flames and an explosion.
Right.
Well.
Like, damn, almost choked my beer. So this affected me in an adverse way because, you know, for me personally, Mr. Peanut has been a part of my childhood since like my early baseball days. You feel me? I know, timer. Hang on.
Oh, so you got the timer go.
Yeah. So, Mr. Peanut, he's been with me since my childhood, right? He has been with us for multiple baseball games, sporting events. Like, peanuts and sports, they go together. I don't know why the fuck anyone made that like the national go-to snack. Like, when you're in a ballpark, it's like you get a box of Cracker Jacks or you get some peanuts, and then you get a hot dog or two, you know, and then you get your cold beer. Like, this is just normal. You know, so this actually affected me. Like, I was actually fucked up. I'm not going to say which one I would have rather have chosen to let go of the cliff. But listen, Wesley Snipes, nigga, you avoiding taxes.
I don't mean to make a joke, but I fucking will. I bet Annie Apple wanted the white guy to
Chris Moss. Bro. Yo, the funniest thing was like I knew that I could never like Wesley Snipes once played Blade, y'all. So like
yeah.
You usually think of Wesley Snipes, you associate him with bad motherfucker, right? When Wesley Snipes in this commercial, he goes, "Hey Chris, you let go." Like, bro, when I saw that, I was like, no, Blade did not just do that. Like, Wesley, you ain't gonna sacrifice your life? Like, we had you through the 80s, bro. We already know that you can ball, Sydney. That was a white man can't jump reference.
Yo, he had an ugly jumper, though.
Yo, Wesley Snipes did. Real question. Do you think Wesley can really ball?
I don't know. I saw like interviews. I heard Woody can actually ball like that. But I heard Wesley like really wasn't all that good. Like he never really got into basketball. That's what I heard.
His arms look too big back then, bro. Like he look too swole trying to move around like that. He moves so he doesn't even move his neck back then. Wesley moved everything at once.
Yeah.
Wesley moved that city back then. Y'all don't know about that. Call Pookie. But no, this commercial, it was epic. It was great. But a really fucked up way to kill off 104 years worth of marketing.
Yeah.
for people that don't know, one of the big phases behind this show is like we got to market. We got to put out on Twitter that we're doing the show. We have you guys share the streams. Like that's how we grow our audience. That's how we get people to check us out, right? 6 degrees of separation, word of mouth, B2B type of shit like that. For you to get rid of 104 years worth of marketing of the most iconic character in food and also sports, it was a heartbreaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, toast and a moment of silence for Mr. Peanut. Here's to last 104 years. And a moment of silence done.
You know,
go ahead.
I don't mean to make another funny joke, but they could have just had him go out with fucking just Sosa with the chair.
Just Sosa with the chair. And have fucking crack Mr. Peanut, and then Mr. Peanut breaks.
Oh shit. I had to.
That was great. Why did they have Mr. Peanut right off into happiness with like Aunt Jemima or Miss Buttersworth, you know? Like he could have left with a bad bitch, you know?
Mrs. Buttersworth, he couldn't handle that.
Oh no, that's a whole lot of ass. A lot of cushion to push it.
Oh shit.
Yo, hey, and everyone from the hood probably got that joke. They were like, yeah, they write them peanut butter syrup sandwiches, bro.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, yeah. With a little bit of honey too. Oh man. And if you drop a banana on that bitch, oh man, that's fire. Dude.
Yo, look, first off, everyone just found out, like anyone that is new, that has ever watched the show just found out how fucking old you and I are. That's that too. They just found out, yo, they've been through some struggle bus moments.
Yo, and watch this shit with some powdered milk, dog.
So bad. Last and final topic. I was actually gonna edit a clip into the live stream here, but as soon as like I just played that a little bit earlier, I was like, oh, that's gonna get copyrighted real quick. But Stephen A's boxing. If anyone hasn't, let me get this. Ow, my stomach. Stephen A's boxing. He released a 2-minute and 17-second clip of him working on a right hook to a down part. Like what? Who the fuck are you hitting in that position, anyways? That's what I want to know. So, Nick, just critique Stephen A's boxing video,
bro. That shit was so goddamn funny. Like, it would probably take one snap jab or just one cross to just lay him out by like throwing punches like that and like not even blocking. Like he threw and dropped his hands. Like they were full on like, like he would get his ass kicked in Wii Boxing doing that shit.
Wii Boxing, bro. Yo, this was the most. So for everyone, you know, give you all a little context. Me and Nick have both fought. Okay, we haven't fought each other. That day hasn't came yet. You know, we haven't gotten the opportunity to spar. You know what? New company rule. It's okay to spar your coworkers. Okay. Yeah. Completely okay. Yo, now everyone, all the Rumboyz staff that's watching, they're all about to start messaging each other, booking matches. Rumboyz Fight Club, let's go. You didn't turn in your article on time.
Oh, that's tough.
But fucking, so that's what's so funny about this to us is because even before the drill even started, where homie's hands were like, and he talks all this shit on first take. You know, I train boxing every day after I get off set. Man, if I saw AB, I'd punch him in the face. I think I did that really good, by the way. That was a really good impression.
Yeah. You gotta stream a little louder.
See, I can't. I'm not out here trying to do this shit for views, you know. Like views count. Hold on, but I'm not out here trying to please the FCC and ESPN and shit. But fucking homie's hands. He didn't start them. He started them here, like as if he was protecting his shoulders. Like,
right.
You're gonna get fucking stuck, dude.
Dude, it would take one just step up snap jab, like just to fucking rock him, like ring his bell.
Bruh, and I had to keep looking at the trainer because first off, the trainer wasn't correcting him. Second off, the trainer looked like Michael Vick. Third, Michael Vick, you from Virginia. And motherfucker, we do not fight like that in Virginia. So I knew that was not you training Stephen A.
Yeah, dude. And shame on that trainer for letting a dude like throw strikes like that, like flailed movements and stuff like that. Could get himself fucking his ass whooped and it could get the dude hurt. Like he having some fucking tennis elbow, fucking noodle forearm because you fucking throwing like at the wrong angle and not doing shit right.
It was hurting my shoulder blades. And I've never thrown a punch to where I've had like super I keep good form, I keep everything inside. I have never watched a fucking video and my shoulder blades walked away after 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Like, ow. Like this man was like cross and then down. And he didn't even bring the cross back up to protect anything.
Yeah.
So, like he would go boom, or like he would go across the body and then drop it, and then swing like in this downward X motion. I've never seen this fucking punch in my life. I know an downwards X block in Taekwondo. You go boom, there. But it's
more of like a swipe though. It's more of like a deflect.
Yo, whoever this trainer is, and shame on him. And if any of you. I'm not gonna say soccer moms. If the soccer mom out there books this dude, but if you fucking football or soccer dads and you sports dads out there with all the loads of money, if I see you guys book this dude to be your trainer, and I see you on your Instagram, I am going to fucking roast you, and I will personally come to your house for a real training session and we'll fucking go because this is bullshit.
If he got with a legit trainer and somebody like did the drill of like having like the handbags, like if somebody just did the drill where they like threw a shot like over the top of his head or like just like to like right to the nose, dude, he would eat that shit probably for like the first couple hours of like learning how to like train like that. If you even just threw just something like towards him, you'd probably connect just because he like didn't cover. Like you're gonna do a cross, you're even gonna just do a fucking like. I don't know what the fuck that was, like a fucking, like you said, like an X fucking jab, like down low, like I'm gonna fucking hip punch you to the other side of your body.
Exactly.
Like you would think that, like, if dude, they teach you, like you throw a strike, the opposite hand right here, like they teach you that.
I want to know. I know that they reacted to it. I haven't watched it yet because I have been getting caught back up on work. But shout out to all of you guys that are anxious about being on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network podcast. I appreciate y'all for filling up my booking log. I will get you. But yeah, dude, I haven't watched it yet. But apparently, like Max and Molly have like reacted to it, and I just want to see because Max came up in the ranks as a boxing promoter, so like Max knows.
Yeah,
like, Max knows. And what's so fucked up about the Stephen A boxing video, you were just commentating the McGregor fight.
Yeah, that's what's even funnier. Like I was at first like appalled, like Stephen A. Smith is hanging out with Joe Rogan right now and talking about a fight. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I was pissed.
Like, dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine screaming A? Like, he would probably die if him and fucking Joe Rogan sparred, and Rogan just fucking like watched him like with that like warm up and where his hands are at, and then the low punch, and just one of them spinning back kicks just right to the fucking sternum, dude. Yeah, he would die.
Bro, the kicks from Rogan are the scariest goddamn thing ever. If you guys have not seen Joe Rogan kick, go on YouTube. Go on YouTube. I thought there's this dude that I sparred against really quick. There's this dude that I sparred against overseas in Italy. His name was Ivan. and I thought that this fucker was bad. Like I thought that, like I literally thought that me and this dude, we were the two fucking baddest dudes in the class, right? It was Ivan, myself, and I noticed I put Ivan first because this nigga was that dangerous. Like he was fucking crazy. And his sister Brittany, she was a bad mofo as well. And go look at Joe Rogan. There's only one other person in real life that I have met that is like, that dude studies the art. That dude knows. He knows how to just apply pressure. And Joe Rogan's a bad mofo. Go check that out. Go check that out. And I'll see if I can find tape of Ivan too, because this motherfucker was nasty, dude.
Hell yeah.
So nasty. He was this yoke Italian, just, I'm like, why the fuck they name you Ivan? I don't know, my parents. Like, okay, bro. I'm like, just that's a Russian name, dude. That's not Italian.
Right.
Go to the bar? All right.
And then he starts fucking Bruce Lee and you with fucking kicks. Like, you're like, what the fuck? I think this dude would be all arms. You're just like, God damn.
It reached a point to where when I would fight him, because like what he would do is he would telegraph, like because of how much power he had, he would telegraph that he's about to come with that kick. That was his one bad thing. So what I would do is, like, when I knew that I was coming, I'd immediately switch to horse stance. I just brace for that shit. Like I'd brace for it. I'd try and block it quick. If I wasn't able to block it, I'm in horse stance. I'm just like, fuck it, let's go. Let's go. Like I knew that it's coming in like a split second. Homie was vicious, dude. Vicious.
Yeah. Something makes you like tense up, like fuck. Like, oh. Like right before.
But he knew that I was coming with that speed, so he knew I'd get like 2-3 in. You know, he was all power, so I just come in, get my 2-3, boom, boom, back up, and I absorb that one. All right, fuck it, let's go. Like I have had the fucking wind knocked out of me by this dude, and I thought that I was missing. I didn't think that I broke ribs or anything. He didn't break ribs. I thought that I had lost my ribs. Like I thought. I landed on the floor like this, just slump, and like I woke up and I was like, bad. Hey yo, King PJ, I love that Abby, bro. That Pac Abby looked like he was fighting a midget. I love that Pac Abby, bro. The king.
Oh yeah, that's my boy PJ, man. He's a good PJ.
PJ, a real one. But that's all the time that we have, folks. What a great show that it was. A lot of comedy packed into this episode, honestly.
Can I say real quick, one last like encore? I'm thinking about making a parody video of like what Stephen A. Smith would look like in a heavy bag session. And I'm just going to flailed movements and down punches and just.
Dude, I'm going to do it. I know we should definitely do one apiece. Each do a video. And be like, hey, work it out. Bro, completely, kids, if you get caught up in the streets, keep your goddamn hands up.
Right.
Okay.
And the best advice, throw a punch and keep the opposite hand right here. Exactly.
You only need one hand to defend. You do not need both, because if you use both, I'm gonna knock that other one in your fucking face.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep yourself safe out there, kids. Listen, if Stephen A. ever comes to your school to provide anti-bullying talks, know that is not the motherfucker to listen to when he talks about the point to where you need to stick up for yourself, because you are going to lose.
Yeah, that's not how you do it. You say you won't even win in Wii boxing doing that shit. You're gonna get your fucking shit stomped in real life.
And my thing is with the trainer, why not when you're training him, have him keep those. He was bringing the elbow out. So one, against someone that can really hit, you're gonna get this whole shit shattered. Mm-hmm. Everything here is gone. Mm-hmm. You know. And two, with that, why not have him work on that defense, keep one hand at bay, or here around, to be able to defend, and have him keep that straight and bow right here. 1, 2, just quick snap back. Boom. Yeah. Boom, I'm here. Not fucking.
Yeah. To be like loading up and throwing shots like that like aren't even, like, in my opinion, like a cross, a hook, like anything, like to like telegraph and like really put that much into just like a fucking like 3 inches in front of your fucking face, like sideways like movement that like you would make you think like somebody telegraphing that, like you would think it would be a fucking elbow because of just how fucking like just weird it would look like to start. But you would think that any trainer, like usually the first thing.
Punches away, yeah, if you throw punches away to Stephen A, you are going to tear up the whole back of your shoulder blade. You are going to rip the whole pectoral muscle. You are causing more long-term damage onto your body than you may inflict in that actual fight with that opponent.
Yeah.
Anytime that a lot of people I get that they train boxing or kickboxing just for cardio, it is something that you still need to do right, because it still is making contact with something and with an object, and you need to protect your body as much as possible when training that.
Yeah, and shame on that trainer, because like even if it is for cardio or if it's just for like whatever, even a novice, even like what they teach you as like an amateur, like day one is like get your stand up, get movement and speed. Like you would think that, like why wasn't the dude just like stepping back and making him do like step forward snap jabs, like and like with maybe like one cross, or like I said, like throwing a shot over his head, getting him to duck, and then coming up with the fucking hook, like him dodging, like getting some cardio. Like I don't, shame on that trainer, man. Like that's just
shame on them for putting that fucking video out. Like honestly, like I think that's the biggest shame. Like the person that was holding the camera actually was like, yeah, man, this is gonna go viral. It's gonna go viral because the account that it's on. It's not going to go viral because it's like accurate or correct. I mean, if people want me to actually, you know, like if people want, I will post what to actually do and how to punch. It's a rhythm. It's a dance. It is a art, and it is a very, very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art. But it has to be done right. I know that we started off this segment making jokes about it, but all jokes aside, don't go out there and injure yourselves, kids. Even adults that are taking up kickboxing and boxing as cardio and practice, and even self-defense. Learn just learn the natural movements and stuff, and you're gonna feel so much more fulfilled when you're doing your cardio workouts and with the actual workouts that you're getting. When you know you're keeping your movements inside. When you know you're doing a couple of uppercuts a minute, and you're just going through the motions. Don't go out there and hurt yourselves, guys. This is coming from two athletes. This is coming from a nutritionist here, my co-host. And
I'm just getting back into boxing because I might actually try to get sanctioned and fight a fight before I turn 30.
Bro, I've thought about. I was thinking about it today. I was like, do I want to pick up my pads and go out there and hit one more time before I turn 30? Like, yeah. I can literally go get picked up on a team right now here in Colorado, and I could play a game. And like, I think I just want to play one more game, one more full game, get the hits out. Like we've had the conversation about CTU, so I'm not trying to put anything else in my body. We already hear the way I talk, and clearly screws are loose.
Same, man. I'm a goofy fucker as it is. Yeah, some shit's been knocked loose. I think some shit's been knocked right, but yeah, I'm lucky, dog.
You know, but like I'm right there with you. Where I think there's a couple things before 30 that I think a fight may be one of them.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards it too. Like even just training wise, like I just like being back in. Like it's kind of cool. I've been hitting the bag a lot. I've been going for sparring too. But yeah, like you said, the advice to like, you know, young athletes or anybody getting into it, or even people that like turn to boxing as cardio. You said don't do flail movements. Like don't like think about I gotta get all these blows in. Like I gotta like just cardio the fuck out of myself. Like shot. Like you don't want to be like that. A lot of it is mental. Like I know, like saying that, like it is all sports are mental, all training, all exercise. Like there's a lot of mental components to it. But I mean that in saying that it's mental as Like imagine you are actually in a fight. Like don't go for like a lot of blows. Don't go for like landing so many strikes and like whatever. That will build strength, like build strength and conditioning, endurance. But think it like imagine you are in a fight, like mixing like some, some bob and weaves, like parry, like act like you just took a shot, roll one off your shoulder, like pull your elbow up, like do a deflect, and then roll down and fucking hit a counter parry punch. Like you mix in stuff like that, like it'll help you advance as an athlete, like with your endurance. And also like, even though you're not getting all those shots off, that like you could be like, you're still getting bang for your buck strength wise, like hitting a bag and kicking some shit around.
Well, me and Nick we'll probably plan a trip from Cleveland to Colorado, or either Colorado to Cleveland, and we'll probably hop on film for you guys and show you guys some shit. I mean, of course, it'd be later down the line, but I think that we've talked about it before. It's definitely a piece that people need, and as long as two people are able to teach it, the right way, then we go ahead and put that out there. But other than that, bro, what you got going on in your world?
Some stuff. I'm filming a video. I think I want to go somewhere like kind of cool, like somewhere kind of like edgy. I think I'm gonna go down to it's called Detroit Bridge, which is like the biggest bridge like going into Cleveland, like with the skyline in the back. And then I'm gonna film myself like walking away from the city, and maybe even like underneath the skyline at night, like there's a couple bridges and like a skyline that like glow like blue or like Cavs colors on certain nights. I want to go there and film like like what I got coming, like changes to the channel, like what different content I'm gonna be doing, kind of just an update. And I also very soon I'm dropping my my man, or like, even though like I kind of want to like see what I could do editing wise, I'm just gonna drop it raw and uncut, just what's all in my man room and all shit like that. That's coming real soon.
Yeah.
Things. And two, some of the homies like in the community and everywhere at any given time, like all of us will deal with, like being in a rut, dealing with like a little bit of like depression, or just like kind of just getting down on life and stuff like that. So some of the people in my YouTube family are going through some things. I'm putting out, like I've in the past made like motivational type stuff. I'm gonna put out a couple for them this week too. Just keep their heads right, kind of keep them in the game.
Hell yeah. Gotta stay in the game. The grind never stops. No, I learned that for sure. You can be going through whatever, but the market ain't going through whatever you're going through. So, yeah, definitely give them that motivation, bro. You can send them, my motivation as well. I want nothing but peace and prosperity for everybody, here in 2020 and moving forward and in this industry. A colleague is a colleague, a friend is a friend. Other than that, from myself, I'll be back with you guys live a little bit later. We got Rumboyz After Dark tonight. That's just going to be live. That's going to be popping. That's going to be litty. And just getting back to the grind after the sickness. Got a lot of guest appearances that I need to go through a whole roster to pick and choose who's going to make the cut, who's not going to make the cut. Got a lot of interesting different storylines and backgrounds that want to come on to the show. Might have like an former NFL wife that's going to come on and want to talk about, that side of the sports world. We're looking at a former NBA intern coming on the show, who was a scouting draft intern and also wrote for USA Today. So we're looking at bringing him on. And then also one of my fellow veterans who runs the biggest military veteran networking podcast in the whole fucking world. I am so proud. Shout out to fucking Vet Pivot. We're going to be working on a cross collabo as well. So look for some big features coming out. Catch up with us Super Bowl Sunday, February 2nd. That is when you'll be able to get all the predictions. We got giveaways going down. We got live musical performances. We're going to have some food going down. That grub, baby. And yeah, XFL 2020 kicking off in terms of play-by-play. And that's really about it.
Hell yeah, man. And thanks for having me, man. And one more joke for the road, man. Just be careful. Like I know you said NFL interns and players' wives. Just be careful with NFL moms.
Yo.
I had to.
Hey.
Yeah, man. But yeah, thanks for having me again, man. Hope everybody in the Rum fam has a good day, has a good week. And peace, love, and don't get dissociated with the chair.
Chair. No, that is gonna be our thing every time now. Hey, the Pat McAfee show has millions and millions. We got the chair. That is our shit now. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rumboyz, spelled with the Z-N-E-T. That is RUMBOYZNET. Clearly a lot of shit is going down, and I'm really popular over on social media with the players and their moms. So check us out. Other than that, Nick, let's sign off, bro. Cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
All the Rum boys and girls, what it do?
Dilly.
Good old Pete. Catch you tonight, bro.